Hello, welcome to my new video. This is my second video in English. I was thinking if I should do this video in German or in English, but somehow I felt to do it in English, and since I've already uploaded my first English video, I will now maybe post a few English videos whenever I feel like I want to talk about a topic in English. Because to be honest, also some topics are like way more easier for me to talk about in English, or like not easier obviously, but I just like how you can express things differently in English, and also like the English videos can reach maybe more people that can like benefit from the video. So yeah, anyways, the topic in this video is take the risk or lose the chance, and this is a topic that I'm really living by. Like the whole taking risk and the whole topic that you only have this one life is a motto I completely live with, and I will probably never change my mind when it comes to this way of thinking, because I just think like you should always take the risk. And of course I'm not talking about crazy risk or like risks that are like meaning that you like get yourself in danger or like risk your life. Not at all, this is not what I mean. I mean the risk of possible pain, but like emotional pain, by like, for example, telling the person that you like them. It could happen that they say, yeah, I like you as well, and then everything goes perfect. But it could also happen that they say, okay, thank you for telling me, but I don't see you the same way. And then you're like, and then you're hurt. But it was still worth the risk, in my opinion. So I'm talking about these kind of risks. And also risk when it comes to failure in your job, for example. I think like if you have a passion and you have a desire and you want to achieve something, you should do whatever you can to achieve these things. No matter if it's like in your personal life or if it's like in your job life. Like in your career, you need to do whatever you feel is right. And if you have this feeling inside of your body, inside of your soul, inside of every cell that you have, then you should do whatever you can to follow it. This is completely what I live by, and change the perspective a little bit, but I think like this it's better, especially also because of my shirt, because I completely live by this as well. Okay, and let's go back to the topic now. And I just think that like taking the risk is always better than losing the chance of doing things. And sometimes we lose the chance because we think, okay, we will get another chance to do it. It's like maybe you're scared to do it now, so you're like, okay, I can do it the next day, I can do it next month, next year, whenever. But like we tend to do this. We tend to push things away that are maybe uncomfortable, and it is uncomfortable to do new things completely, like because you will maybe make a fool out of yourself, either in your career or either if you say a new person that you like them and you start to like them and you fall in love with them. Like both things can make you a fool, and both things are kind of uncomfortable. And that's why some people never take risks, because they don't want to get this uncomfortable feeling and they like their comfort. And even if they maybe try to fall in love, especially with love, I think it's like happening more often that some people just like realize that they like someone and then they take a step back and they're like, okay, I like them, but I don't want to risk to deeply fall in love with them because this could hurt me. So they also lose at the same time the chance that they could really deeply love them. But we are just used to do the things that are like feeling comfortable and like things that we know. And if you know the feeling of not getting too deep or like not getting too close with another person, it's just what you do. And I wrote down a few quotes that I posted regarding this topic, regarding taking risks, over the past 1.5, almost 2 years. And you can see my daily life advice quotes either on TikTok or on Instagram. And on Instagram, for example, it's Lovely Bubs, and there I post like every single day a life advice quote. And I just love it because I think like this gives me motivation, and to look back and see like how all these quotes also changed my way of thinking and changed my way of like acting towards my life. And for example, one of the first quotes I posted with this is like, risk is better than regret. And I completely agree with this, because I would probably always take risks instead of even the possibility of having regret that I didn't do it, because I'm just like, okay, maybe I'll regret it, and maybe it's completely a stupid and ridiculously crazy idea to even think about considering, even about doing these things. But I would rather say later on, okay, that's insane, why did you do this, than to regret it never doing it at all. Because I cannot change like the things I did not do, and I don't want to spend my life later on wondering what I should have done or what I should have done differently just because I was scared of doing it. So I'm just living like this. And especially when it comes to love. This is why I'm wearing this t-shirt as well. And I just think we should all take the risk of falling in love. And know that this could also lead to us getting completely hurt. But like, I think love is worth risking it all. As crazy as it may sound. Because I think love is the purpose of life. And I'm not just talking about your partner, I'm talking about everything. Like feeling like love towards life, basically. and spreading love throughout the lives of others as well. Like, not only your children, your family, your friends, like people around you, also like strangers. Make them compliments, smile at them. Like, we should all try to spread as much love as we can and be kind to each other. And it's also something that I feel that God wants from me, that I spread love around, like with everyone I'm interacting with everyone I'm meeting, with everyone I'm seeing, that I'm just being kind towards them. I know it's not easy to always be in a happy mood and to always spread love and be lovely to other people, but we can try, and trying is always better than not trying at all. And that's also why I would say take the risk of getting hurt if the reward would be deep and true love. Because love will hurt you. Everyone you love will hurt you at one point. This is just like completely normal, completely natural. It's not on purpose, of course, and you should not date a toxic person who hurts you on purpose. I'm not saying this at all, but like in general, everyone will hurt you, either because you have an argument and they maybe say something that will hurt you, or like maybe because it ends. Of course, this can also always happen, but everyone will hurt you at one point, either if it's an argument or if it's maybe like the end of the relationship, the marriage, whatever. And that's why you just need to find people that are worth the pain that you maybe can suffer from, and that are also like worth it, that you're getting maybe hurt. And I think if it makes you happy, especially when you're like being with someone and maybe you're scared to hurt, because many people are, if you were hurt once by another person or got betrayed, it is really hard to trust again. And of course it's also really hard to allow yourself to fall in love again with someone new, and maybe you're like, okay, I'm not sure if I should do this because they will maybe end up hurting me again and it will be the same as it was before. And maybe this, yeah, we don't know, you don't know, no one knows, but this can always happen. Like, love will always be risky. It can always happen that something changes, that like maybe you just grow apart, maybe it's nothing like between you two, maybe you just grow apart, maybe you can try to fix it then as well. But in general, keep in mind that love is always worth it. And I also wrote down a quote that was like, if it makes you happy, take the risk. Worst case, you learn. Best case, you change your whole life. And this also changed my perspective kind of, because this is so true. Like, if another person makes you happy, you should take the risk and try to find out if they maybe change your whole life, because this is what can happen if the best case scenario is coming. The worst case scenario, of course, you get hurt, and you can also learn from this as well. So either way, it's a win-win. Of course, I know that the bigger win is if you spend your whole life with them when they're good to you, but you can never know this. But keep also in mind that like your life can end every single day. No matter how old you are, nothing is guaranteed. So that's also one of the big things why I believe in take the risk or lose the chance, because maybe there's no chance tomorrow. Maybe there's no chance tomorrow to tell the people that you love them. That's why you should always tell people that you love them. That's why you should solve every argument that you have before going to bed or going to sleep. And why in general you should try to go in separate ways on good terms, because it's not worth it. Like, whatever happened, it's not worth it most of the times. Of course, there are like exceptions, but in general, our ego is the only thing that is like telling us to not say these things, because our ego got hurt, not because our heart got hurt. And I said this multiple times in my videos, but most of the videos were in German, so I'm saying this again in English as well. I think we should all act more and think more with our heart than with our ego, because ego destroys so much, especially in our generation. Because everyone is like, yeah, they're not texting back, I'm not texting back either, they ignored me, I'm doing this. Like, all of this, there's like not even a single space in my head for this anymore, because I'm like, you don't get it. If you think like this, you just don't get it how valuable life is, and also like that it can end every single day. Of course, I'm not saying that you should beg people to want you or to try it or whatever, and like to keep going back to them. I'm not saying this as well, but like in general, do it and follow your heart. Even if you get hurt, it's completely worth it. And I personally should also maybe talk about how I can deal with the hurt, because I'm moving a lot with my heart. But first of all, I'm like also being really selective on like when I'm like really opening my heart up to a person, like on a deep level. Like on a surface level, of course, they cannot hurt me like crazy, but like if I'm opening up on a deeper level with a person where I think they maybe see a future or whatever, I'm like being really selective, because of course I don't want to risk it with a person where I think there's no future. I talk to date, I date to marry, I marry to get all together, and this is my end goal. And of course, if you like having this mindset when you're like getting to know someone or like dating someone, it is like a higher chance that you get hurt, because if you date them, you don't date them just out of looking or like whatever. You date them because you think they maybe could be the one. But that's also especially why I think it's worth it to risk getting hurt, because maybe it will change your whole life, or maybe you will learn out of it. And I think just in general, you should take the risk and fight for the things your heart and soul desire, and things that you want, like really deep in your heart and soul. It can either be a person, but it can also be a version of yourself that you need to fight for and that you can see yourself in the future with, or like a job that you desperately want. And also regarding the job, or like, let's talk a little bit more about the success direction when it comes to taking risks, because now I talked a lot about the relationship part, and there I also have like a good quote that goes like, no risk, no glory, no failure, no story, no struggle, no progress. And getting where I want to be will never be easy. It is always combined with some sacrifice that you need to make. It is always combined with a lot of work that you need to put in to get to this thing. And another quote is, the real risk is doing nothing. And this is what aligns, especially for jobs, I think, or like for your passion. When people are scared of doing things and then they end up doing nothing, this is the real risk. It doesn't matter if you just do these things. Like I do these videos. I'm speaking English now. I have a few friends who speak only English, yeah, so they can understand me now and they can understand my video now. But like in general, all the people that speak German as well, they will probably think, why is she speaking English? What is she thinking? Her English isn't even that good. What is she doing there? And whatever. These people will maybe say these things. But I do not care, because I would rather take the risk of looking in their eyes like a fool, because for me, I don't look at all like a fool. For me, I look like a person who is following their passion, who is trying to help other people with the things I say. So if they think these things, I do not care, because these people are mostly the people that don't follow their passion, and they don't do anything they really want to do because they are scared of what other people think of them, because they judge all the other people that are really following the things they want to do. And this is also something that I learned. Since I'm following the things I want to do, I don't judge the people that are also doing the same, because go for it. Like, the real risk is doing nothing. So I really support people, and I like to see people that actually follow their things that they want to do, and they follow their passion. And I know that my English, for example, is not perfect. My grammar is not perfect, and also like the way I pronounce things is not always perfect. But do I care? No, I'm still doing this video. Because this is what we all should do. We only have this one life. And you should not do any things because of other people. It doesn't matter. In the end, we will all gonna die at some point. And then, who cares? The world is so big, who cares? And even if you later on regret that you did these things, you can delete them. And even if you can't delete them, you can move on with your life. For example, if you can sing good and you like to sing and you're just too scared to post it, this is just like, I'm really sad for these kind of people, because you have the potential, darling. You just need to have the courage to follow your potential and to follow your goal. And maybe if you started and people commented and were like mean, just keep in mind that the people that comment mean things are the people that are like trying to get you down and trying to like make you like lose your passion, or like where you can see that they're just like full of hate. These people are not even anything you should think of. You shouldn't compare yourself to them, you shouldn't listen to them. If it's what you like, do it. And even if it's not as good as it could be, maybe you can just take if they give you good critique and not just unnecessary hate, you can take the critique and work on it and then get better on the things. But like, if people hate you, it's their problem. And also, if, for example, you have an amazing business idea, or like an amazing idea where you think, okay, this could be really successful, but you're just like, I'm not sure if I should follow this. Okay, maybe you don't take it, but then you lose your chance, because maybe another person had the same idea and they actually follow it, you know? There are like many things that are like not new invented. Many people thought about it maybe before, like even tried to find solutions for things, but like one person actually took the courage and followed things, and that's where they got. And don't think about things for too long. Of course, take your time and think about decisions that you need to make. Yeah, but like at some point, just do it. Don't overthink it and put it in God's hand. I said this a lot in my German videos, but I'm not sure if I said it also in my one other English video, so I will say it here again. Like, something that changed everything for me is the belief that I have in God and the trust I have in God. And it changed my whole perspective on life, to be honest. Because I know that whatever is going on is happening for me, and He will only do the best for me. And if I have no idea how I should handle my life or what I should do, I go to church. And in general, I'm going to church and just sit there and talk with God. And I cannot tell you how many times He gave me a solution for the things I wanted. Either a job or either a relationship or love. Like, all the time He somehow manages to give me a solution, or like shows me things that tell me like how I should now move on and how I should now do it. Maybe not always immediately, yeah, of course, because sometimes you just need time to see the bigger picture of everything going on. But I believe Him with everything He's showing me, with everything He's doing for me, that He's doing for me. And by this thinking, I'm also not so sad if things don't work out how I would love them to work out, because first of all, if I want something, I'm doing everything I can. If I deeply want it, I do everything I can with every energy I have, with my whole soul. I'm trying to follow these things. And if I'm not meant to get this job, for example, even if I tried so hard to get it, it's not meant to be. Like, of course, I try and try and try until I realize, okay, maybe it's not meant to be. And the same goes for love. I try and try and try, and then at one point maybe I realized that it's not how I thought it should be, or like that it's maybe just simply not meant to be. Because if things would be meant for me, God would give them to me at the right time as well. So yeah, I can just tell you this in English as well, because I said it in German, like I think in almost every single video. I can highly suggest you to go to church. You can just go to church by yourself. You don't need to go on a specific time. You can go whenever you want. You can go also when the church is closed and just sit in front of it. But I just like the feeling of being inside of a church, and you can just sit there, think about your life like you do usually at home. Just do the same things by sitting in church and talking with God, and like maybe asking him, like, what should I do? Like, why is this happening? And how can I solve this? And can you maybe show me how? And then, like, from my life at least, crazy things happened. Incredibly crazy things. I maybe should make one time a video where I'm like talking about things that happened to me, so maybe this helps other people as well to find their way to God. And I'm not really religious, I'm not saying this, I'm really deeply faithful. These are two different things. I'm not sure if these make in English as much sense as they make in German, but the faith is the big thing for me. And I just think that the biggest part about my relationship with God is that you are a good person towards other people, and that this is the main job that every one of us has in life, to be a good person towards everyone around us. And I kind of maybe drifted away a little bit of the main topic of this video, but I'm now telling you my last quote that I wrote down and that I also posted, and it is: you can change your entire life just by sending a risky text or saying hello to a stranger. Play with reality more. And the last sentence with play with reality more is also something that is like really stuck in my brain, because I'm like, you can change your whole reality, you know? You can change your whole life by talking with strangers, by doing these things that are completely crazy for other people that other people would never do, by applying for these jobs, by saying people that you like them, by just talking with random people. Like, I met some of my closest friends because I made them a compliment, and this just blows my mind all the time, like the amount of people I met just by being friendly to them. It is so uncommon nowadays that they're like kind of surprised, and then we keep talking more and more, and it's just like, you can change your whole reality with this. Literally. It is insane. And to be honest, all the people that surround me, like most of them are literally people that I met and that are now like also a big part of my life, or like that were like in my life for the right time, and like where I'm like, it's crazy the opportunities I had because of these people, just because I talked with them, just because I was friendly to them. And I can make a own video about this, about like people in my life and how I met them, because it's always this simply because I play with reality a lot. I'm saying these things if I want to say these things. I'm fighting for the things if I want, and maybe I get them, maybe I won't, but like sometimes I do, and then my reality changes again. And like all the things in my life that are happening are just happening because I'm brave enough to take the risk. And I'm brave enough to take the risk of maybe looking like a fool, but I'm also brave enough to realize that we only have this one life and it doesn't matter how I look. I'm just following my soul and my heart, and that I'm really doing what they desire and what they want, and this is what we all should do, in my opinion. Like, do what feels right for your heart and for your soul. And some things make no sense at all to do, but I still think you should do them and take the risk. Because the real risk is doing nothing, and risk is better than regret. So with this, I'm ending this video, and I hope that this video helped someone, and you maybe are now trying to take more risk, or trying to also take the risk, especially when it comes to love, and maybe get hurt. But believe me, if it's like a true deep love, it's worth it. And even if it's not, it's still worth it, because no love is wasted. Like, the love you give is always good, and maybe you gave it to people who need it more than you, and maybe you gave it to people who now have like, I believe in love again because they were so hurt from other people, and like, love is never wasted. So also when it comes to your job, follow your passion, follow the things you really want to do, and you will be successful. I'm deeply believing in this. And yeah, feel free to comment like risks that you take and that were like crazy, but that like helped you for a better life. And also feel free to comment when you didn't take the risk and missed the chance, because maybe reading these comments will help other people who like afraid to take the risk to see, okay, maybe I should take the risk, because they also have other people writing that they regret that they didn't take the risk. So write down whatever you want, and thank you so much for watching. I wish you an amazing day. And yeah, in German I always say Tschüssi in the end, so I will do it again here as well. Thank you so much for watching. Mwah! Tschüssi.